Muy buenas a todos, gente, y bienvenidos al canal. Bienvenidos a Memoria. Vamos a continuar en el capítulo de hoy con Sadja, que vamos a la fortaleza flotante para unirnos al ejército de Aventuria y así intentar repeler a la horda demoniaca que se aproxima, aunque quizá no sea exactamente así. Vamos a ver que seguramente la cosa sea un poco más tranquila de lo que nosotros podríamos esperar. Así que sin más, comencemos.
On my way to the laboratories of the hordas, when Admiral Wahim caught me by surprise in the main corridor.
Subtítulos.
Your attitude is unacceptable, Xerxes. In 3 days, the demon hordes will fall upon Aventuria. If my army is destroyed, then it'll be your ignorance which brought us down.
Oh, Admiral, I know, but you exaggerate. We're simple elementalists. We've withdrawn to these halls because the concerns of the world weary us. We're not warriors.
You command the elements. You could set whirlwinds upon the enemy hordes with your spirits, or an infernal firestorm. Keshalri itself attests to your power.
Floating stones are one thing. War is another. You'll have to fight your little skirmish alone.
I repeated my words of the day before, emphasized that we didn't see a threat to the balance of the spheres, and even permitted myself a small, sophisticated pun on the military zeal of our times, which, to my disappointment, went over his head. And then the spirits at the gate suddenly opened the portal.
Cacho, monasterio. Bueno, monasterio, palacio, no sé qué es esto.
Are you expecting someone?
No.
Welcome to the Council of the Elements. How, can I help you?
Capítulo 4 completo. Draconia, presentación, entrar en la batalla. Bueno, nos vamos a presentar primero, ¿no?
My name is Sadja. I come from Fazar.
Fazar?
A long way. Did you come the whole way on foot?
Yes.
Lo que tiene no ser elementalista.
Is this Draconia?
Yes, the Council of the Elements in Draconia. You require the services of an elementalist?
No, lo que quiero es liarme aquí a palos.
I'm here to join the Holy Army. I want to fight in the gore.
I'm afraid I have nothing to do with that.
Let me know if you learn any more about him.
What can you do? Can you fight? Use magic?
Ahora podemos utilizar magia, entregar máscara, pero si la máscara, bueno,
I'm looking for a prince. I'm supposed to give him this mask.
Xerxes, take her to the prince.
But I'd rather...
At once.
If you'd follow me... I must admit we are a bit, how shall I put it, surprised by your arrival. Not many people stray here. To be honest, it's also a blessing for me. The Admiral is beginning to get on my nerves. Did you know that Draconia was built by dragons? All the wonders of this world in one place. And behind every passageway lies a new surprise. And that man wants us to drop everything and fight in his ridiculous little war. Can you imagine it? May I ask what's so special about this mask?
Le robo a las personas sus recuerdos. No. Pertenecía a un mago mugal.
It once belonged to a powerful Mogul mage.
Ah, the Moguls. Unpleasant fellows. Fortunately, they are from another age than ours.
Ellos sí, pero la máscara no,
Time. Isn't time an astonishing thing? At first glance, everything in Draconia seems so gigantic, and we seem so small. But that is nothing in comparison to the monumental size of the time which slumbers in these halls. According to our understanding, this is the oldest structure in Aventuria, almost as old as time itself. I hope you have healthy lungs. This stairway is horrible.
Vamos a ver.
And here's another ancient wonder that leaves us absolutely awestruck.
¿Qué es
A
esto?
star system, but fascinatingly not our own. Who built it? And why? Does it show the past? Or a distant future?
Vale, esto es como un
I
monasterio
propose
de
that it shows
cometas.
both. And another staircase.
Joder, sí que vamos a subir, ¿eh? ¿Qué vamos a ver? ¿A Rapunzel o qué?
Ah, the zucchini. I love zucchini.
Why is Draconia so empty? I thought you were about to go to war. Where's the army?
Wrong. We, that is the Council, have decided to stay out of this war. We're being pressured to change our minds, but as long as the balance of the spheres isn't disturbed, we see no reason to do so.
Las esferas de abajo, seguro.
Blast it. Does that mean there's no army here?
Yes, there is. Over there.
Como que allá arriba. ¿Allá arriba de dónde? Si estamos ya... ¡Joder!
The flying fortress Keshalri. A masterpiece of elemental air magic.
Ya te digo.
Do you have any more questions before I take you to the prince?
Sí, tengo todas. Vamos a ver. ¿Por qué no tienes piernas? Vale, porque...
What's wrong with your legs?
I was born with very weak legs. So weak that they didn't grow with the rest of my body. Since then, an air spirit has carried me through life.
La fortaleza flotante. A ver qué me cuentas de ella.
The Holy Army is in the fortress?
Yes, an entire army of clerics. A second army is currently marching from Zorgan to Gore. In 3 days, the two forces will meet right before the plateau and enter the battle together. All that effort just to die. Tragic.
Bueno, tienes clarividencia, que sabes que van a morir.
Who is the prince?
The fortress is carried by hundreds upon hundreds of air spirits bound in special crystals, so-called floating stones. The prince is a master of domination magic. He ensures that the spirits remain in the stones and do what is asked of them.
But why a prince?
As Admiral Vahim always puts it so nicely, in times like these, one takes what one can get.
Vamos, que se ha autoproclamado príncipe. Vale. Pues
Take me to the
aquí hay
fortress.
una chica.
I must see this prince.
And once again, you draw hasty, false conclusions. The prince is no longer in the fortress, but rather here,
batalla.
in this hole. Take my hand.
¿Cómo? Está encadenado.
Right, there we are. I lured you into a pretty trap, eh?
Ala,
Yes,
ahora nos va a
the
dejar
prince
aquí tirado.
is a prisoner, and yes, you played into his hands. Do you have anything to say in your defense?
Pues sí. Soy inocente. Eso para empezar.
Let me go. I brought the mask here under a misunderstanding.
Bueno, eso no
I'm
va a colar.
innocent.
I know. On the way up here, I cast a few spells on you. I know that you mean no evil.
Well, then,
Before I let you go, give me the mask, your staff, and the dagger. It can be no other way.
Joder, nos pide todo lo más gordo que tenemos. A ver, ¿podemos hablar con el príncipe? Para empezar. Todo el aire. Vamos a mirar el abismo.
what kind of place is this?
We have no dungeon here in
No te
Draconia.
hace falta.
That's why we converted the hollow space above the observatory into a prison. The elemental balance and the harmony above the observatory prevent any form of magical influence. In this atmosphere, no mortal is able to perform magic, you see.
Príncipe.
Please stay away from him. Or I'll have to push you into the abyss.
How droll.
No se anda con tonterías, ¿eh? Vale, nos dice que le demos, pues no nos queda otra, pero le vamos a, nos va a desarmar y nos va a dejar aquí todo tirados. Vale, toma. Vamos a ver, ahí tienes el bastón.
Now all that's missing is the dagger and the mask.
No me mola nada. Podríamos haberlas tirado o algo, lo que pasa es que es un espíritu del aire, ¿vale? O sea, solo conseguiríamos que se mosquease
And
y vamos a por
now the
ella.
mask.
Vamos a ser dóciles de momento.
I'll be right back.
Vale, ala, ya nos ha dejado aquí todo tirados. Bueno, aunque ahora podríamos hablar con el príncipe, a ver qué se cuenta.
Whoever you are, thank you for bringing it here.
Had I known you were behind this, I would have thought twice about it. Hello, Kasim. It's me, Sadja.
Sadja? Sadja! How long has it been?
Since you had me thrown out of the palace, long enough to leave those times behind me.
As if anything has changed since then. I'm still the sole heir of the Mogul dynasty. And you're nothing.
That's where you're mistaken.
Bien creído, ¿eh?
I'll go into battle against the demon hordes, and I will triumph. All of Avestan will know my name, and everyone will fall to their knees before me in awe.
You really believe that? You can't change who you are, Sadja. You'll always be the same person you always were. Second class. Insignificant. My name, on the other hand, my name will be immortal.
Si sales de aquí, querido.
Take my hand. I'll take you to a more comfortable place.
Ha confiado en nosotros.
How do you think they knew each other?
He is a prince, she's a princess. Maybe they're siblings. What I find much more puzzling is how the maid knew about their conversation.
Con
He
los
wasn't
elementales de
there,
aire.
and yet it's written in his journal.
Keep reading.
I took the woman to her chambers. It was obvious that she knew the prince. Yet I still couldn't find any malevolence in her. In order to keep an eye on her, I commanded one of my invisible air spirits to continue watching her. Aha!
Claro.
I'll leave you alone now. Get some rest. You'll need your strength tomorrow when we send you home.
I didn't come here only to be sent back.
You were the instrument of a traitor. I doubt Admiral Vahim's going to welcome such a person to his fortress.
Let me talk to him.
There's water on the table. I'll have fresh vegetables brought to you soon. We'll meet again at dawn. Good night.
Bueno, por lo menos
If
no
you
estamos
won't
en
talk
una
to the
piedra,
Admiral,
en
then
mitad
I'll do it
de la
myself.
And please stay in your room.
No!
Siendo amable. No es que hayamos sido amables, es que no nos quedan más cojones. Vale, ¿qué tenemos aquí? Una planta, la cama, la ciudadela. Que la podemos coger, no creo.
They locked me up in here.
A ver, ¿qué tenemos? ¿Nos ha dado las cosas? No, claro que no. Vamos a ver la planta.
It feels like wax.
Tocar la planta, ver la cama. Darle una patada
Never.
a su-
I'm tired. But if I fall asleep, they'll take me back to Fazar at dawn. That must not happen.
Vale, o sea que no te quieres dormir. Bueno, pues tampoco es que haya mucho más. Podemos pirarnos hacia el salón principal. Tocar la planta. Bueno, tocar la planta si ya lo hemos visto.
Leaves are swaying in the wind, but there's no wind here.
Amigo. Tenemos una espía. Míralo. Tenemos un espía.
Hey, you're an air spirit, aren't you?
Ven a mí, háblame, juega conmigo, ayúdame.
Let's play.
A ver, vamos a echarnos unas risas. Por lo menos haz la velada entretenida.
Let's play hide and seek.
Vamos a darle la sensación, por si luego tiene que hacer el reporte aquí al colega, de que somos aquí inocentes, como de que no nos queremos escapar. Me esconderé de ti, te escondes de mí, me escondes de los magos, te escondes de los magos, me escondes tú.
We'll both hide from the mages. What shall we do? They would find us right away in this room.
Llévanos a la fortaleza. Vamos. Espíritu habilidoso. ¿Dónde estamos? Ventana derecha, hacia la azotea, hacia la habitación de invitados. ¿Qué más? ¿Qué más hay por aquí? Vaya cacho fortaleza, ¿qué es esto? Hacia la azotea, ahí hemos estado. ¿Dónde está hacia el salón principal? No, porque por ahí es por donde hemos entrado. A ver, ¿qué más? Hacia la habitación de invitados. Ventana izquierda, ventana derecha. ¿Esta otra luz qué es? Nada. ¿Y esto de por aquí abajo? No, de por aquí abajo ni idea. Vamos a... y por aquí nada, ¿no? Vamos a ver por aquí abajo. ¿Esto qué es?
Is that her? Yes.
Joder,
but what is she doing here?
Admiral?
I thought the evil mage had locked you up in his tower.
Yes, but I jumped out of the window.
I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. Eh, Wahim?
Take me with you to the battle. I won't disappoint you.
And she has courage. Yes, but no weapon. Besides, she almost played into Kasim's hands. I think it's too risky.
Arma tengo, a ver, capullo.
What sort of weapon do I need in order to come with you?
We're fighting against demons, so something blessed would be good. Bring me some kind of weapon and my companion will take care of the blessing. He's a Deont. Diont would be more like it. Ariakos, please.
El graciosín. Arma bendecida, a ver.
Does it matter what sort of weapon I bring you?
Something you fought with before. Leave everything else to my cleric.
O sea, el bastón. Draconia, a ver.
Why are you anchored outside Draconia?
The air elementalists helped us build Keshalri. We had hoped they would continue to support us.
But they're only interested in elements and the harmonies of the spheres, not in politics, no matter how bloody.
The Council will merely send a group of observers on board, but no more than that.
Good. Then there'll be someone who can tell the world about me.
That would be much too selfless for that bunch.
The elementalists have long planned to withdraw from the fate of the world. They expect that the battle will make this decision easier for them.
In other words, they hope it'll be so disgustingly bloody that they'll never have to leave their little ivory tower again.
If that ivory tower still exists at that point.
Sí, claro, pues las guerras es lo que tiene. Que lo mismo te mantienes neutral, pero cuando se decanta hacia un lado, esos cambian de parecer, de que tú seas neutral. Manifestar inocencia, batalla... A ver, vamos a decirle que somos inocentes.
I didn't know about the prince's plan.
I heard, but how do I know that you won't unknowingly aid him again? As long as we don't know his plans, I won't take any further risks.
Cuéntame algo de la
What do you
batalla.
know about the battle?
It is said that the demon lord Borberad is planning an invasion of the damned in the Gorian desert, and Rohal the Wise will oppose him. Rohal's troops have been preparing for the big day for months in Zorgan. Meanwhile, more and more demon scum are forcing their way out of Borberad's portal into the Gorian desert.
A lot of effort for a slaughter that will only last a few hours.
However it may end, it will change Aventuria forever.
A ver, ejército de demonios, la fortaleza flotante.
Why a flying fortress?
No matter what, we must prevent the plague of demons from spreading. That's why we're carrying the battle directly to Borberad's door. No living thing has ever faced so many creatures from the nether hells as we will in 3 days' time.
You should know, demons are tough, nearly invincible.
One must lure them onto sacred ground in order to defeat them. And since we can't do that, we'll bring the sacred ground to them. Keishalri is a monumental floating temple, built to carry the light of the gods into the middle of the armies of darkness.
Pero bueno, vamos a preguntarle por el ejército de demonios este.
What will it be like to fight against demons?
Horrible. There's nothing more terrible than being exposed to the madness of such a creature.
They don't act or think as we do. Their bodies are not made of flesh and blood. And they're almost invulnerable to common magic.
How does one kill something like that?
With blessed weapons, a lot of luck, courage,
and a gigantic flying fortress.
Vamos a probar la inocencia, aunque no creo que podamos probarla.
You want to
tenemos
learn the
nada para
prince's
probarla.
plans? Then let me see him.
Out of the question. That could be exactly what he wants. Stay away from that bastard.
Vale, pues aquí
I'll be back soon.
ya está todo dicho. Vale, volveremos. A ver, estas lámparas. Podemos oírlas. Serán espíritus de estos
This
del
flame
viento.
sounds different from the others. It almost appears to be singing.
Seguir el curso del río. Bóveda subterránea a la sala del dragón. A ver, vamos a seguir el curso del río. Vale, seguimos el curso del río, estamos por aquí fuera. Estamos aquí, de hecho. Bueno, podemos inspeccionar algo más por aquí. La azotea, las habitaciones de invitados. Bueno, ya hemos visto lo que queríamos hacer. Ventana izquierda, ventana derecha. ¿Izquierda o derecha? Vamos a la izquierda. Vamos a explorar todo. Aquí hay otro colega. Joder, no ves si hay cosas aquí. Hablar con él, que ya hemos visto que no funciona. Esta es nuestra daga. La escoba.
In the meantime, I learned to fly without one.
Mesa de té.
No time for idle recreation.
Vale, ¿qué más tenemos? Hervidor de agua. Hala. Para mí.
And now, where shall I put it?
Pues al fuego. Hornillo. Vámonos. Y en vez de entrar por aquí, esta será la misma, ¿no? Sí, efectivamente. Vale, pues esto para empezar vamos a trincar la daga. Y ahora a ver qué hay aquí, si hay algo más. Tenemos varias cositas. Piedra afilada.
Xerxes!
Nos ha visto. Bueno, por lo menos tenemos la daga. Si nos ha visto cogiendo esa piedra, posiblemente nos pille también si nos movemos más para allá. A ver. Vamos a ir por otro lado. Vamos a ver qué más salas hay. hacia la habitación de invitados, que yo creo que es donde estábamos. Sí. O sea, estábamos aquí en la buhardilla. No, la buhardilla, la azotea, no...
Not yet. First, I need to find out about Qasim's plans.
Vale, vale, si lo que quiero es salir al exterior. A ver. Salón principal, esto que es el observatorio y esta la azotea. Vamos a la azotea. Vale, aquí es donde están las chicas estas trabajando en el huerto. Y aquí no hay nada más. De hecho, podemos hablar con ellas. Adepto de la tierra, sospechoso. Posiblemente nos delate a la que nos acerquemos y nos devuelvan a la habitación.
You are the woman from Fazal, correct? Weren't you sent to your room?
Isn't that strictly my business?
I'll just ask Xerxes. Xerxes!
Chivata. Vale, pues nada, vamos al observatorio. Vale, el observatorio es esto de las esferas y los cuernos, que nos había dicho el tío, según hemos pasado, que no representaban a la galaxia nuestra. Vale. A ver, vamos a ver.
What kind of sound is that? I've never heard anything like it.
¿Y esto?
What kind of sound is that? I've never heard anything like it.
Las esferas.
What kind of sound is that? I've never heard anything like it.
A ver. ¿Y esto? Que podemos girarlos.
The horns can be turned. The horns can't be turned towards each
No
other.
se pueden girar el uno contra otro.
The horns can't be turned towards each other. The horns can't be turned towards each other.
Vale, tampoco es que... A ver... ¿Y podemos soplar el cuerno? No.
The horns can't be turned towards each other.
Hay una esfera... Pero vamos a ver si las esferas estas, porque nos marca todas las esferas. A ver si en todas se escucha lo mismo.
What kind of sound is that? I've never heard anything like it. What kind of sound is that? I've never heard anything like it.
A ver. Dice que el cuerno no se puede girar uno contra otro. Vale, pero habrá alguna forma de poderlos girar, ¿no? Para otro lado. Esto es movernos, vale.
The horns can't be turned towards each other.
Podemos bajar por aquí, la sala del dragón. Salir al exterior, salir al exterior. Vámonos, es que aquí no se puede hacer nada. A lo mejor necesitamos algo para mover los cuernos. O para taponar uno, que no suene. Lo que pasa es que ¿a dónde vamos? Vamos a ver. Hemos estado menos en el principio, que ahí no queremos estar. Bueno, tenemos el arma, vamos a decirle, oye, que me... O quizá también arriba en el ático, coger alguna fruta o algo. Pero yo creo que aquí esto se tiene que poder mover de alguna manera.
What kind of sound is that? I've never heard anything like it.
Porque si bajamos por aquí, claro, a la sala del dragón, aquí en la sala del dragón está el sacerdote este. Entonces, vamos a ver, vamos a mover... Mira, aquí da el sol. Onto the roof, no. Vamos a mover este cuerno, a ver si podemos. Muévelo. Muévelo. Aquí. A ver, se pueden mover,
What
coño.
is that? It sounds like a whisper.
¿Y si ahora
What
la
kind
uso?
of sound is that? I've never heard anything like it.
Vale. Vamos a mover este otro. Yo qué sé.
The whisper is getting louder.
Y vamos a mover este. A lo mejor vamos a apuntar los dos al mismo lado.
What kind of sound is that? I've never heard anything like it.
You must find the garden.
What?
The name is in the garden, and without the name, the mask is worthless.
I know, but where shall I begin? No one here knows where it is, let alone whether it even exists.
It does exist, but to find it, you need the mask. I'm so close. While the most powerful men in Avestan smash heads in the Gorian desert, I'll restore the realm of my fathers, and there will be no one left to stand in my way.
Is this the same garden the staff spoke of? What is Qasim planning?
Gran hermano. ¿El jardín puede ser el de arriba? Bueno, eso era un medio jardín, era un huerto, más que un jardín. Vamos a ver. Además está aquí... El sospechoso este que estaba antes no está. Pero la chivata esta sí. A ver si hay algo que nos llame la atención. No hay absolutamente nada. Jardineras. Hombre, a no ser que haya otro jardín, que es posible. Porque esto es enorme, o sea que...
They're growing beautifully.
Vale, muy bien. Vamos a bajar. Vamos a preguntarle aquí, a ver si, yo qué sé, si nos deja... Vamos a preguntarle por el jardín. A ver si podemos ir a otro jardín. El plan del príncipe. Vale, esto es nuevo. Es lo que nos
I eavesdropped on the prince. He's looking for some garden. He wants to use it to seize power after the battle.
Surely not the Garden of Oblivion.
You know something about it?
Well, yes. It's just a legend, but they say there's a hidden cave somewhere in the Rashtulian wall, near the volcano Rashtul Kancharot. The cave bears the name the Garden of Oblivion, because everything that takes place there is forgotten by time itself, whatever that means.
Does the legend also mention a mask?
Yes, there was something about that, but I'd have to do some research to be sure.
That doesn't sound like something I need to concern myself with. If Qasim's attention is really on a cave in the Rashtulian wall and not on the battle, then he's no longer my problem, so we can safely turn our attention towards our actual goal.
The Garden of Oblivion? Have you ever heard of that?
No, never. But the story gets stranger from page to page.
Más rara y más interesante, de hecho.
I may be mistaken, but something about this garden feels wrong. I can't say what just yet.
Keep reading.
Hemos dado con la
Admiral
maga más
Wahim
empollona,
turned a
menos
deaf
mal.
ear to every warning, but I felt the danger emanating from this garden. The girl, on the other hand, had tasted blood. I think she imagined the garden was something that could help her achieve her ambitions. Only she didn't know precisely how.
Well, are you taking me with you or not?
I don't know what you think, Wahim, but I like her.
All right then. We set sail at dawn. Rest until then. The cots in Keshalri are far less comfortable than those here. You've come just in time, Xerxes. The girl has just joined our army, which in my eyes makes her a good bit more sensible than your entire council.
All right. If you vouch for her, as long as she doesn't hurl us all into disaster, I don't care.
Hombre, si ya dejas de vigilarnos, podemos andar
He didn't
tranquilamente
like
por
that
allí.
at all.
Quite right. Well, back to the fortress for me. Here's to a glorious battle, you two.
I'm going to look round the library a bit. The talk of this garden of oblivion has made me curious.
Busca, busca, que tenemos que buscar nosotros también el jardín este del olvido. Vale, esta es la sala del consejo hacia el observatorio, esquina oscura. Esto, a ver, ¿qué más cosas hay? Los dragones. ¿Y esto hacia dónde va? Al observatorio también. A ver, vamos a ver.
They would have immediately joined the army against the demons.
Claro que sí, son dragones.
They would have immediately joined the army against the demons.
Dragones, no hay mucho más que ver. A ver, la sombra esta, ¿qué es? O la esquina oscura esta, ¿qué es? A ver si va a estar el colega este de la academia también haciendo trucos aquí.
I hear a whisper, like something evil lives there. What's that? In the center of the darkness, there's a pedestal. And on top of that, feels like a lamp. I'll take it.
Una lámpara. Una lámpara de Aladino. Whoa.
Huh? Did the darkness come from the lamp then?
Qué guapo, era un hechizo. Dragones, a ver, ¿no se puede ir para allá o qué? Hacia el salón principal, vamos al salón principal. Ve más rápido, hombre. Que ya podemos ver aquí la proporción de que esto es muy grande. Vale, aquí a dónde podemos ir. Por aquí abajo el laboratorio de mineral, que es donde hemos estado. Fuera, entiendo que será esto. No tenemos ni idea, ¿no? A la habitación de invitados, eso ya no lo conocemos. Vamos a mirar por aquí. Hacia el salón principal, ¿esto qué es? Un lago, ornamento, monumento y vidriera de colores. Vamos a ver la vidriera. Vamos a inspeccionar todo, a ver si hay algo útil que nos pueda servir para más adelante. O si vemos el bastión.
Behind it, I can see the shape of a large statue.
Vale. Monumento. El lago. Cuidado que hay...
I feel a rhythm, like a heartbeat.
Y esto. Ornamento.
It's only a part of the seal. Something's still missing.
Todavía falta algo, vale. Falta la mitad del sello. No hay mucho más aquí. Vamos a revisar otros sitios. Al lago subterráneo, vale. Esto, ¿a dónde vamos? Sí, vamos, sí tiramos por aquí. Oh, qué guapo. Estatua de hielo. Uah, cacho biblioteca. A ver, a la sala de lectura. Vale, la sala de lectura, ¿qué será esta? Ahora la tocamos y se deshace. O se cae.
It's ice cold.
Cierran, pero vamos. Vale, vamos a la sala de lectura. Que lo mismo, vendremos aquí y podremos hablar con este, sea quien sea. Sí. La estantería. Aria.
Why is it so cold here?
The Library of Draconia is supervised by the Ice Faculty. Writing is like ice. It freezes a moment in time. In this case, for eternity.
Wow. Qué profundo. Cuéntame más.
The Ice Djinn in these halls has shown me the way to an ancient text. It's one of the few in which the Garden of Oblivion is mentioned.
And?
It's a travelogue by a mage named Halef ben Jalif. He was a servant of one of the Mogul mages and sent out to find the garden.
Which Mogul mage?
The last of the Moguls, Malakar. Unfortunately, he never found the garden. And fearing punishment, he began to hide from his master's lackeys. He feared that if he were found, they would, here I quote, "First place the mask on me, and then transform me into a lifeless artifact."
Vale, ¿qué más?
What sort of artifact?
Who knows? Perhaps a ring or a bracelet.
Or a staff?
Those old Moguls really knew how to ruin someone's
Ahí lo
life.
tienes.
What was his name again?
He was called Halef ben Jalif. I wonder if they ever caught him.
Así se llama nuestro bastón. A ver, cuéntame más de él.
What else do you know about Ben Jalif?
Not much. He was given the mask and sent out to find the garden. That's all it says here.
Y de Javi.
What does the log say about the garden?
It says that some sort of magic word is buried in the garden. A word that will awaken the true power of Malakar's mask. And that 3 secret chambers will point the way there. The rest is just incoherent nonsense.
Are you sure?
Yes, the search for the garden must have gone to Jalif's head. He babbles that the place was created by an ancient entity, a servant of time, and that Satinav, the Lord of Time, separated the garden from our spheres, so that nothing that happens in the garden would have consequences for our reality. Then there's something about lies that become truth, and a hole in the Book of Time. Obviously the inventions of a half-wit.
No tanto, ¿eh? Yo creía que era Malakar, el del bastón. Digo, será el mago este tan tocho que, no sé, para evitar la muerte o cualquier historia se encerró su alma en el bastón. El verdadero poder de la máscara... Vamos a preguntar.
There's a spell buried in the garden which will awaken the true power of the mask. What is its true power?
It says here that the mask presents its bearer with a choice. He either decides for sweet oblivion or to undo things which once happened, as if they never came to pass.
That sounds very powerful.
Oh yes, it does. More than a few would murder for such power.
Satinav, ¿quién es?
Who is Satinav?
Satinav is the guardian of time. He watches over the Book of Time and makes sure that no one disturbs or changes the things written there.
Has anyone ever seen him?
No, he's only a legend.
The garden was created by a servant of time?
Correct. They say this servant sleeps in the 3 chambers and waits for a mage to wake him.
Does it have to be a mage?
Yes. Only the presence of magic will disturb his sleep.
Vale, pues cuéntame ya de las 3 cámaras.
3 chambers show the way?
Yes, their entrances are located somewhere in Draconia. Keep an eye out for this symbol. You can have the pages, if you like.
Thank you.
El ojo de Sauron.
However, to open the chambers, you need to have the mask with you. Until you have the mask, there's no point in searching for the chambers.
Are you inciting me to steal?
Qué cabrón, el
I'm
clérigo.
only here to pass on knowledge. What you do with it is your business and yours alone.
Vale, vale.
That's enough for now.
Pues ya hemos hablado con él.
You know, I find it curious that you've never heard anything about this at all. I noticed your tattoo. You're a descendant of Malachi yourself, aren't you?
Nos has
Have you
pillado.
learned nothing from your forefathers?
Pues no tengo esta
No,
biblioteca.
I'm
aquí en
hearing
mi
about all
barrio.
this for the first time.
And our prince, above the observatory. He's your brother, isn't he? I just
Ahora es la primera noticia que
wonder
tenía.
what drives you. An uncanny determination glows in your eyes. Either you'll achieve the impossible, or you'll descend into the deepest madness.
I won't be stopped.
I only want to
Los
warn you.
dos son a cada cual más
Please,
orgulloso.
take care of yourself.
A ver, vale. Pues podemos ver algo más aquí. Estos símbolos. La estantería.
Why is
Bueno,
it so
le hemos echado un
cold here?
vistazo.
The Library of Draconia
Vale.
is supervised by the Ice Faculty. Writing is like ice. It freezes a moment in time.
Vamos a mirar
In
los
this
símbolos y vamos a
case,
tirarnos
for eternity.
al último sitio que nos falta por ver. A ver, estos símbolos. Runa. A ver.
What kind of runes are these?
No, those are the symbols of the 6 elements. That's clearly the symbol for air.
Vale. Vale, vámonos. Ya hemos hablado. Yo creo que aquí poco hay que rascar ya. Vamos hacia el salón. Nos falta por inspeccionar una habitación que no sabemos lo que es y luego ya sería repetir o ver algo que nos hayamos dejado por ahí. ¿Qué era? A ver, este es el taller, ¿no? El laboratorio de mineral. A la habitación de invitados. Ah, pues no, las hemos visto todas ya. Aquí es a la calle, no sé por qué nos sale esto. Pero bueno. Oh, lo que sí que mola es la lámpara esa que provoca, que hace que todo sean sombras. Vale. Nada, esto es esto. Pues yo qué sé. Vamos al laboratorio este. Aquí es donde estaba el tío que le hemos cogido la daga, creo.
Xerxes!
Calm down.
Ahora ya da igual, ¿eh?
I'm allowed to leave my room now.
Mira, aquí está el bastón. Vamos a ver, ¿qué haces tú con mi bastón?
Have you taken a closer look at the stuff on the table?
Briefly,
And?
it is ensouled. Longer study will show what lies within.
Ah,
¿Y la máscara?
what do you know about this mask here?
I don't like it. It gives me an uneasy feeling.
A ver, vamos a buscar dónde está la máscara.
Examine the mask.
Later.
When later?
Please, stop harassing me with your annoying questions. I feel good about this sphere right now. I need to make use of this inspiration.
Esa esfera, a ver qué es. Bueno, vamos a preguntar en el laboratorio.
What sort of room is this?
A workshop.
And what do you do here?
As an ore elementalist, I study stones and crystals.
And dangerous artifacts.
Those two.
Vale, cuéntame algo.
What are you studying now?
An elemental sphere. Don't bother me, I have a good feeling right now. The work is going very smoothly.
Buenas vibraciones.
You only research things that give you a good feeling?
I associate warmth and light with the sphere. With the mask, I associate only cold flesh and death. Does that answer your question?
Más o menos. ¿Cómo te sientes ahora? Me vamos
How
a
are you
balancear.
feeling now?
I associate warmth and light with the sphere. With the mask, I associate only cold flesh and death.
Vale. Pues a ver si se queda aquí. Efectivamente, se queda aquí encandilado. Vamos a coger el cáliz este que ha tirado. Y ahora podemos ver las tablillas y todas estas cosas que antes no podíamos acceder.
The stone tablet is broken.
Don't remind me. I tripped and now it's ruined. Every time I think about it, I almost lose my will to live.
Vale, minerales.
What are these rocks?
Don't be arrogant. They're not mere rocks. They're ores, and very important and valuable to me.
Perdóneme usted. A ver el bastón. Así lo podemos pillar. No creo.
I know now who you are. Your name is Halef Ben Jalif. You were Malakah's servant. He sent you to find the Garden of Oblivion, but you only made it as far as Draconia. As a punishment, the mask was placed on you. Your memory was stolen, and you were made into what you are now. Yes.
What did the staff say?
It's not written here. The air elementalist could only write down what his spirit observed, not what happened in Sadja's mind.
Rats! I've been waiting for this moment for so long, and now this.
So you're a victim of the mask yourself. I suppose I can forgive you.
Está hablando en Morse. Ah, mira, tenemos los poderes otra vez. Hostia. A ver, el rostro este de piedra, ¿qué es? Pues nada, gente, vamos a dejarlo por aquí y nos veremos en el próximo capítulo. Espero que os haya gustado el vídeo. Si es así, darle un like y suscribiros al canal. Deciros también que estoy en directo en Twitch de miércoles a domingo a partir de las 9:30 de la noche. Os dejo el enlace en la descripción por si os queréis pasar y apoyar el canal. Un saludo y nos vemos en el próximo episodio. ¡Chao!